Alright, okay. Alright,
Back, this is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Back, this is the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us.
return to the Mac. Get up what it is, what it does, what it is, what it is.
Hello and welcome back. I am Damien. I'm here, the new channel, Liberty Rising, and I'm here to react to episode 4 of Berserk, right? So, the recording of this and the release of it got severely delayed due to troubles on the previous channel, Project Omnia. But let me see what I can pull from my head here. So last time we had basically round 2 between Guts and Griffith, which Griffith was impressed with how Guts basically was willing to do whatever was necessary to win. But of course, he still handedly took care of Guts. I mean, that's twice now that if Griffith really wanted to kill him, he could have killed him. So with that, Griffith got his wish. Guts became a member of the Band of the Hawk. There's some people who aren't too happy about it. Well, there's at least one person, and that's Corcus. Seems he has some other people that aren't happy, but they're not as gung-ho to be against Griffith on this as Corcus is. And I'm still not sure Casca is all that happy with Guts being a part of the band either. But at the very least, she's willing to go along, basically, and she's more reserved in how she's handling the situation, right? She's more analyzing things right now than trying to gun-ho get rid of Guts. At least at present moment. We'll see how that goes moving forward. And then he had his first raid as a member of the Band of the Hawk, and he was tasked with basically being the rear guard, making sure, since they were cutting through the enemy camp, basically that the pursuers that they would have wouldn't be able to reach them before they got to the main hold that they were trying to take over, right? So that was a big thing. Guts was doing really good, but he eventually started having trouble. And at that point, the operation was basically a success. So Griffith, along with, I believe it was Rickert and Pippin and some others, went, saved Guts' ass, and then they took care of the rest with cannon fire when we got back to the main hold. And then there was a celebration that was also served kind of as a welcoming for Guts as a new member of the Band of the Hawk. And that's where episode 3 left off. But, I don't even have these ready. So, that's, basically what happened last episode. I don't think I missed anything. It was a good episode. So far, I'm really enjoying the series. But, with that said, minimize this, pop this up, put this bad boy in full screen, get the headphones, put them bad boys on, and we will begin now. The Hand of God. Well, this should be an interesting episode then. Everyone's a little tuckered out from the celebration. There's Guts back in his spot. I don't think it's very safe to hold your sword like that, but What do I know? He likes solitary places. Yeah,
やってけそう
Yeah.
わかんねえよ。
Do you think that? Well,
ここは変わってる。
yeah, it's different.
よゴロつきやすねに傷のある奴らが大半の殺伐としたとこだろう。ここは何か違う。
Oh, yeah? What do you think that
そん
is?
なもんか。でも強いて言やグリフィスかな。グリフィスに心底惚れ込んでるやつ。
Yeah.
グリフィスにくっついてり
I
ゃ
could see that.
美味しい集まってきたやつばかりさ。
That's a little
人をぶっ殺
problematic,
したりぶっ
don't you
殺され
think?
たり。
グリフィスってどんなやつ
Right.
なんだ？
Seems like you're getting a surface.
わかんない。
ああ、
まあまあ聞けよ。
Ah?
剣術や傭兵術じゃなくてグリフィスは持ってるんだろうな。
Oh, yeah?
確信。
Yes.
None.
Yeah.
すべてのさ。
And everything. That makes no sense. You're being way too ambiguous here.
グリフィスが読んでる。
ガッツ
Good.
ここならきっと見つかるぜ。お前さんの居場所がさ。
Are you sure about that? Naked Griffith.
ようどうだお前も。
俺はいい。
Yeah,
ま
I'm
あ
fine.
そう言わずに。
あ、やめろ、ガキじゃあるまいし。
You're drenched.
変なか甘い。
Oh. Alright then. Turn into a splash fight real quick. Yeah, that could tire you out.
朝からいい運動になった。
Heh,
がつくづく強情なんだな。
right. What's that?
ああ、これか。昔占い師のばあさんから買ったんだ。別名覇王の卵とか言って。
The egg of the
なんでも
king.
これを持つ者は自分の血と肉と引き換えに世界を手に入れる運命なんだってさ。
Sounds awfully ritualistic.
まるで生きてるみたいだ。
Yeah?
気色悪い。
Yeah, very creepy. I mean, it's a little fascinating, but I'm with
まだ
Guts. It's creepy.
答え聞いてなかったの。この間の戦、なんで俺を助けに戻った？
Oh,
せっ
yeah.
かく手に入れた優秀な手駒を。
I mean, makes sense
ガッツ、
to some
お
degree.
前は俺についてこい。ほんの手始め、ほんの始
So
まり
what?
さ。俺は俺の国を手に入れる。お前は俺のために戦え。
So you want your own
お前は
kingdom?
俺のものなんだからな。
You think people are
お前の死
possessions?
に場所は
And you think you have a right to decide where and when someone will die? You're a very odd one. Oh, got another place they're about to raid?
その両翼から進行。
Alright, so they're outnumbered 2 to 1.
何をやってきたんだ？
Oh, damn. No. Guts having a whole existential crisis.
ガンビーノ。
Gambino. Yeah, the dude that you supposedly killed.
やだ
He'll grow into it. Oof.
あのガキ、死体から生まれたって本当か？
ああ、ガンビーノの嫁さんのシスが拾ったんだ。
Born from a corpse.
あいつのせいじゃねえのか？
Oh, damn. What asshole. Reminiscing in the middle of battle and still fucking everything up. What an odd one you are. Oh, shit. Yep. You dead. You got killed by a little kid. An inexperienced little kid. Ooh. It's a flail, isn't it? Oof.
ガミーノ
Gambino. I mean, true. Seems like Gambino taught him the basics at least. Cannons.
ガミーノ見てくれよ
Oh, looks like he got fucked up by that cannon.
敵の大将やったんだ
早く持ってこい。
Damn. Got sort of shitty.
もう一度言ってみろ。冗談だぜ。
She's pissy because he can't really fight anymore. I mean, it doesn't look like he can really fight in that condition. He blamed Guts. Was he protecting Guts? Okay, I'm a little confused. What the hell? You're a jackass.
部活だったぜ俺としたことがあんな死に損ないのガキ
Oh,
それ
okay.
がどうだまったくシャレにもならしねえぜ
So you blame Guts because you're a
一体何の
dumbass.
恨みがある
I think you deserve to die. I mean, been nothing but good to you, man.
てめえは死ぬべきだったんだよ
Yeah, now you die. Well, I don't think he did, but he definitely killed you. Man, you really shouldn't feel sorry. No, Gambino attacked him.
まさかてめえが
He did.
貴様かマジュリ
I mean, Gambino tried to kill him.
どうした
I mean,
何があった
not like they knew, but
ガッツの野郎が奴は親殺しも同然だ
no.
どうしてこんなことに
I mean, it is different because Gambino tried to kill him. I mean, Jesus Christ. Ooh. Ow.
このまま死ぬのか
I don't know. Will you die here? I doubt it. No, looks like he's on a frozen lake.
どこに行こうってんだ
I don't know. Where are you
倒
going?
れてりゃ楽なのに
Surviving isn't easy, but it's worth it.
これでもう
Yeah, see? You ain't ready to just die.
どこへ行こうってんだ俺は
I mean, that's a good question to ask yourself. Like, what's your purpose? Why do you keep pressing on? It's important to understand these things.
生きてるか
ああなんとかな
I think I'm still
悪
alive.
運の強いやつだな戦場じゃ一兵卒の命など銀貨一枚の価値もない、まその国王でさえ自分の思い通りに生きてるわけじゃあるまいがな
You're not wrong.
運命という大きな流れにだけだ
I wouldn't say
そして消
fate.
えてゆくのさこの世には定められた身分や階級とは関係なく
Is that
世
what
界を
you're
動かす
searching
鍵
for?
として生まれついた人間がいる神の権力を持ち得たものだ
Power of
俺
God,
は
huh?
知りたい定められているのか
Yeah, I think that's your flaw in thinking.
不思議
It's
だな
not preordained.
こんなことを話すのお前が初めてだよ
Damn, he really likes you. Oof. That's good shit.
一言お祝い言っとこうと思って聞きましたよガッツさん12長に抜擢されたでしょ
Raider
す
Commander.
ごいですよよろしく
ガッツでいい
Yeah, just call me Guts. No more Mister. Oh, Pippin's big ass.
ピー
Casca's still watching.
人は記憶の彼方ペンを取る
Okay.
人は思いの彼方遥か遠い日
Fuck is
微
this?
笑みながら行くため
Right.
ミッドランドとチューダーの戦乱は100年の長きに
Midland
わた
and
った
Tudor.
その
Okay.
戦乱の中ミッドランドにおいてその力をさ
Right.
らに3年の後
Oh shit, we're doing a time leap. Only 3,000.
敵の猛攻すさまじく
Oh shit. Well, I have a feeling you're about to be in debt to the Band of the Hawk then. Oh shit.
よかろう踏み潰してくれるわ
You sure about that? Yeah, you're dead. No, the rest of you dying. Yeah, that's not gonna work.
他の弾
Yes.
白い鷹
Be afraid.
率いる
Be afraid. Is that it? Your horse. Your dirty, dirty horse. Okay, so that was episode 4 of Berserk. We got a lot going on here. So, I mean, we started off after the celebration, and then Griffith and Guts were talking as they had a splash bath, or after they had a splash bath, or a splash war, I should say, the Behilt, or however the hell you pronounce that, it appears to be alive. Fucking eyeball looked right at Guts. But, more importantly, we got more on Guts' backstory. So obviously he was taken in by a mercenary band many, many years ago. And then he was kind of trained by this guy named Gambino. Or, see, it's really weird because Gambino, there at the end, right before he tried killing Guts, he was saying that he always wished for him to die. But we had seen scenes prior to that where it was almost like he was training the kid. I mean, if he really wanted him to die, he could have just killed him. It didn't really seem like anyone in that mercenary band that Guts was first part of cared for him. So I don't really think anyone would have minded if he murdered his child. But either way, he claims he didn't care about him. And that he had just wished Guts had died on the battlefield. But he had also kind of trained him, at least on very basic things in terms of combat, before Guts ended up killing him, defending his own life. And then that caused a falling out with the rest of the mercenary band, who are just like, you murdered Gambino! And then, even though he was sure he was ready for death, when the wolves came, after he managed to narrowly escape death by this mercenary band, he did end up killing one as they tried to encircle and attack him. Which, to me, kind of just represents, like, you know, there have been moments in my own life where I've been certain that I just don't want to live anymore. But you would be surprised how easy it is just to convince yourself of that on a conscious level, but it not be true on your most primal levels, which is where it really matters on if you really want to live or die, and if you would be willing to let yourself die or take your own life, you know, things like that. Because the basically survival instinct, you know, self-preservation is really, really strong in pretty much all of us. And for me, that scene really represented that, right? Is his desire to keep on living, even though he himself in that moment would have told you, I wish I was rather dead. I mean, he was excited when he saw the wolves. Yes, I'm finally going to die. But then he defends himself and kills the lead attack wolf anyways, right? And then, you know, this flashback all happened during that second raid he did with the Band of the Hawk, which obviously was successful. And after we get done with that, we come back to him kind of just chilling out, and he has been promoted to Raider Commander, which is really interesting. We also got to see more about, or got to hear more from Griffith, kind of on like how he thinks. Kind of blanking right now on exactly everything he said, but he seems to think that a lot of things are preordained and kind of just set in stone before, particularly for people, before they're even born. Like, this is all the events that are going to happen in your life. This is all you're ever going to amount to, you know, that type of deal. And he and I definitely disagree when it comes to that aspect of things. There's a lot about our existence and such that, yes, isn't in our control. And so I get how you can kind of fall into that kind of mindset that Griffith has. But at the same time, we also tend to have more control than we like to give ourselves credit for as it pertains to our lives and its worth and its value. For one, just in our own perception of its worth and value. But that's a whole different conversation. So he's essentially looking for a power and a status that allows him to have this ultimate level of control, like on the level of a god type of thing, right? So that's really interesting, and I'm sure it's going to play a major factor in things going forward, especially as it pertains to Guts and Griffith's relationship, right? And then there at the end, we got a little bit more about this war going on. So the Midland army that the Band of the Hawk has basically been working for as a mercenary band, they are at war with another kingdom or empire called the Tudor Empire, right? And that war has been going on for like over 100 years, I believe it said. And so that's where the episode ended off. Guts came in, started fucking bitches up. And then another looked like well-off mercenary band he was fucking up. And then at the very end, Griffith and the rest of the band came in, and that's where we ended off. I mean, it was another great episode. I'm really excited to see where we go from here. And if you like this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you are new. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.